Look, if you've been trying to stick to a diet and you haven't been able to stay consistent, what if I told you that it was not your fault, but rather it was your surroundings or your environment's fault? So I know a lot of times when it comes to this self improvement, we want to keep accountability, right? Self accountability, and we don't want to give power to something that we can't control. It's totally understandable. Even if you're the most disciplined, most motivated, you're the most willed person on planet Earth, if your environment is not set up correctly, the environment is going to be stronger than your willpower. You see a lot of these like big athletes. A lot of times they set up their environments to win, to make it easier to do the thing that they want to accomplish. So as an example, I've been doing this like 90-day series where I essentially been locking in on my, my health, my sleep, and my exercise. Right? When I say health, I mean like my diet. And the way I've been able to set up my environment to be able to help me lose the body fat that I want, so I could look the best, physically that I've ever looked, is to simply have no junk food at my house. So that way I don't fall for the temptation of having that junk food. Because again, like I said before, you could be the most disciplined, most motivated, most willpower person in this whole planet. But if you're walking by a bag of chips every single day, you're coming in and out of home, coming back from work, and you seeing that bag of chips there, eventually you will fall into that temptation. So the best way to avoid it is just to simply not have that temptation in the first place. And if you live with someone else, fair enough. Just make them, make them hide the junk food or whatever. Not having any junk food in my house has helped me stay consistent throughout my diet, and it's actually made it a whole lot easier to the point where I don't even think about junk food anymore. It's just a lot easier. I just kind of go through a routine. It's very easy to stick for me to stick to that routine because I don't have any temptations in my environment. Another way that I set up my environment, to be able to get more deep sleep is I've been setting up a schedule. I've been setting up a scheduled time for when I go to sleep and when I wake up. So as an example, what I'm doing is I'm, going to sleep between 9 to 10 and waking up at 5. Setting up this routine has improved my sleep so much. I have more mental clarity. I feel better throughout the day, and I feel like much more rested throughout the day. I'm not sure what it is. I am gonna do a whole, a more thorough video on talking about that subject of sleep because it's something that's very important. It's something that's super slept on. No pun intended. A lot of people think it's hardcore. Work, 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 work. But it's like no, man. Like you need to have your sleep dialed in. Another, something else that I've been using throughout this challenge again when it comes to hitting the gym is I've been setting up my environment to be able to consistently hit the gym. So what I do is again, first thing in the morning when I wake up at 5 is I have my clothes ready here in my bed, ready for me to put on, and then the first thing I do is go to the gym. So I'm not sure if you've ever heard of the term like eat the frog. Basically, the whole meaning behind it is to get rid of all the hard stuff in the morning so that way the rest of your day is pretty easy. So if you struggle with hitting the gym, just simply set up a time aside in the morning and go to the gym. That's going to make it so easy for you to stay consistent because it's going to be the first thing that you're going to be doing throughout that day. And the feeling that you get after is so amazing because it's almost like a snowball effect. Like you build up this like winning mentality because you're getting these little small wins in the morning and it's setting you up for the rest of the day. And a little bonus that I want to add in there is I've actually been able to set up my algorithm to help me succeed. So what do I mean by this? So if you have Instagram, you have TikTok, if you have YouTube, I'm sure we all fall into doom scrolling where we're just watching a bunch of brain rot uh, short videos that literally have no positive impact in our lives. So the way I've been able to manipulate that is to, for example, like let's say you like this video now, right? This video is about self improvement. So let's say you like this video, and let's say you watch another channel about self improvement, you like that video as well. Now all of a sudden, your algorithm is gonna understand that hey, he likes self improvement videos, so let's push a bunch of self improvement videos to him. So now when you're scrolling through, through YouTube Shorts, through TikTok, through Instagram, all you're gonna be getting is good content, or at least content that'll positively impact you in some way. I mean, maybe not 100% of the content, of course, but at least there's going to be some type of content that'll have a positive impact on you, whether it's like a motivational thing or whatever it is, you know. So that's the way I've been able to set up my, my social media to help me succeed in a way that, it'll motivate me. So like in my case, like my Instagram is just filled with like a bunch of like Bible stuff, Jesus and God. And unironically, it's actually helped me learn, certain things about the Bible and stuff. So it's really cool to like kind of curate the algorithm to help you rather than hurt you. So the basic foundation of setting up an environment for you to win is to just simply have a routine and get rid of all temptations, because a routine, it's going to make it so that it's easy for you to follow. It's like the default thing that you do. And getting rid of temptation is going to make it so that you stay more disciplined and stay on that path for longer, because you're not going to be, you're not going to fall astray with like a temptation. So that's really the basis of it. Routine and getting rid of temptation. But yeah, guys, hopefully that helps you in staying more consistent. A lot of times it's not even your own fault. It's just that we're humans at the end of the day. We all fall into temptation. It just is what it is. So the best way to avoid temptation is by not even having the temptation in the first place. So if you're struggling to stay consistent in certain areas of your life, just think about how you can improve your environment to make it easier for you to do that thing. So whatever the goal is, whatever the goal you have in mind is, or whatever area of your life you want to improve upon, just simply think like, what can I do to my environment to make it easier for me to win in that area of my life? But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm doing a 90-day sort of like transformational thing where, again, I'm locking in on my health, sleep, and exercise. Trying to, just trying to get in the best shape of my life. So far, I'm in day 12. So yeah, just make sure to subscribe and look at the shorts. I'm posting every day there. Posting updates on it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace.